Hello, and welcome to Mechwarrior. I want to talk about mechs that I wish I could give away. There should be a way in Mechwarrior for you to simply gift a mech to somebody else on another team, or, just to somebody else. This isn't one of them. I actually like this guy. This is Warlord Killer. I've done a video about this guy, and this guy works really well at basically putting the Warlord or Atlases in general in the dirt. But I'm going to talk about the mechs I really, really wish I could get rid of. So this is my collection of Inner Sphere and Clan mechs. And for the most part, the Clan mechs I get along with okay. Inner Sphere mechs, not so much. So here's an example, the Javelin. I would love to give this guy away. I wish I could do it. I've got Clan mechs that I don't even have skilled yet, but this is one of the mechs I wish I could give away. It's not a terrible mech, it just doesn't cater to my playing style. My playing style is ATMs, LRMs, SRMs, and heavy-duty ballistic weapons. This doesn't have any of those things. This has light machine guns. It has lots of jump jets, which is nice. And then it's got a set of lasers off to the one side. By the way, this mech has no symmetry for me at all. So it would have been better. I would have liked this mech better if they put a laser point in each arm or in each torso. That would have been cool with me, but no. What else? Urban mechs, the bane of my existence. This might be a badass mech for some people, but it's not for me. Let's take a look at this guy. Once again, no symmetry. That really, really bothers me. I've tried this 7 or 8 different ways, and I did manage to max it out, and this is probably the most effective build that I've come up with for this mech. But otherwise, I can't stand this thing. It's fast too, 97 kph with an XL engine. I just don't like it. I do call it Demon Seed. Panther. Absolutely the first mech I ever purchased, and I wish I could get rid of it. This was part of one of those packs where you get... Excuse me, I always sneeze in groups. This is one of those packs where you get a light, medium, heavy, and assault. And I purchased the pack when I first got into the game, right after I got out of the university. And it came with this guy, came with the Enforcer, which is actually a pretty decent mech. And it came with the Grasshopper, which I call Larry Bird. I've tried to get rid of I begged people to take this one. It's actually a pretty decent mech. I just can't play it very well. But Grasshoppers are absolutely very viable on the battlefield. And I think the last one is the Zeus. There's the Zeus. Oh, there it is, right there. This actually I do enjoy. But getting back to it. So, that's the Panther. Don't like it. I didn't like this one from the start, and I've tried this a couple of different ways. You can have some fun with this thing. You can do a single SRM6 here, and then do these light PPCs, or you can go with 4 SRM4, or 2 SRM4s here. And then you do get the dual AMS, and if you take these off, you can actually go with ER PPCs and pretty much nothing else. And that's also interesting, but it's an attrition build. You've got to fire it a lot of times to get any damage out of it. I think my best match has been around 250, 300 with that one. And that's after having it for 7 or 8 years. Assassin, I'm okay with. I strongly dislike this one. There's only one of these of the blackjacks that I like, and it's the multicolored one with the striped white body and black and red or whatever. The one with all the machine guns. That one I like. This one I do not. Cicada, mixed feelings. This one actually works fairly well. With 3 ER large lasers, AMS, and 3 tons with an XL engine, this actually does pretty well. I've got mixed feelings about this mech overall, though. Sometimes I like it, other times I hate it. It is a great pokey mech, though. The Enforcer. I'd still keep this no matter what. This mech gives you 2 ballistics and 3 energy with an AMS. I've got a light engine on this one, and I'm running 3 ER large lasers like the Cicada. But the big advantage that this one has is it has better armor. It just simply does. And it works fairly well with scaling out damage. I just use this for sniping with the 3 ER large lasers. I don't even think about the machine guns most of the time. This is one of the few Intersphere mechs that I love. I love the Griffin. We're not even going to talk about that. I have a love affair with that mech. Okay, we'll talk about it. I got to take you to the main screen to talk about this guy. This was, when I was a kid, I had a mech that looked almost exactly like this. Didn't have the missiles in the chest here, but it had the missiles up above. And it had machine guns out on the arms, and it had 2 lasers here. But I think it also had a laser out on this arm as well. And I had the die-cast toy. And it looked just like this guy, except it was a lighter colors and stuff. It was beige and dark brown and little bits of white here and there. It was a die-cast toy. It's the way it came. I loved it. Back to mechs that I wish I could give away. Phoenix Hawk. I would happily pay somebody $5 to take this mech out of my catalog. Despise the Phoenixes. What has this thing got? It's got a lot of cool quirks and stuff. Neato. I've got 3 PPCs on it and 3 machine guns. And I just hate the layout of this thing more than anything else. It doesn't have any symmetry. Doesn't make any sense. Whatever. It's a bit like the Incubus, where, you know, it has more weapons on one side than the other. Moving on. Wolverine, love it. You notice I'm focusing primarily on Intersphere mechs? Yeah, there's a reason for that. Paphos, the Cataphract Loyalty. I despise this mech. I despise everything about this mech. I despise the fact that the ballistic weapon is so loaded so low. In my opinion, this is the Atlas of heavy mechs. They put the ballistic weapon way down low so that you can only fire it either if you're coming around the right side of a building or something, or structure. But you can't fire, if you go over the top of a hill to fire this weapon, you got to expose the entire upper portion of the mech from basically the waist up in order to get a fire on this thing. So I built this thing with 2 large pulse lasers, 3 ER medium lasers, and a machine gun with AMS. And I rarely take this thing out on the battlefield. 1.49, yeah, that is a lot of cooling, but you know, you're doing mainly heavy heat generated weapons. That's why. Wish I could give that guy away. Grasshopper, mixed feelings. We've talked about that. Now on to the meat and potatoes. I love every one of these mechs except for these 2 here. This guy and this guy. By the way, I love the roughneck. I call this guy Punchy. But the summoners, I absolutely hate these mechs. I would love to not see these in my catalog at all. I should probably just favorite everything and then unfavorite these. But I've actually got my favorite set up for missile boats. If it fires missiles, I've probably got it favorited. But the summoners, they just weigh too much. You can't put enough on them. It's part of it is because they all come with jump jets. I wish I could change out the legs. I wonder if actually I can do that. I've never even really thought about that. Let's see. Didn't make any difference. How about this one? No jump jets. Still has jump jets. How do I get away from the jump jets? I bet every one of these has jump jets. Yep. No getting away from it. They always have jump jets. I just removed the leg entirely. It still has jump jets. Yeah. The jump jets just take up so much weight on these things. So you can't put a lot of weapons on here. So let's take a look at this thing. Strip it. Stripper. You got a tonnage of 70 max, and you're setting it essentially 50. So you have 20 tons to put weapons on here. With weapons and ammo, there's not a lot you can do. And I've tried changing out these torsos. I hate these mechs. Every time I see a summoner on the battlefield, I try to kill them quickly, not because I'm angry, but because I'm trying to take the punishment away. You know, kind of like an animal that's injured. Yeah. Another mechs I really despise. I have to be honest. It's a lot of inner spear mechs, but the Highlander 2C, ugh, God, what a piece of junk. I've tried building this thing 6 ways from Sunday. I even like their Orion 2C. I give that thing props. But this thing is junk. I've tried it with LBX, with LRMs, LBX out over here. I've tried this with medium pulse lasers and LRM 20s, ATMs. I've tried it all different kinds of ways. I hate it. It's terrible. I'm sure there's people out there that love that mech. I don't. I am not one of those people. The Kodiak, I wish I could get rid of this. I hate this thing. It's junk. The Marauder 2Cs, I have mixed feelings about. The ballistic one is not terrible, but this guy here, I've tried building this 7 or 8 different ways, and I just don't do well on it. The Mauler. I like this one when there's competitions where I can use, I can go in for a fight, and that's about the only time I like this one. I do like my stalkers, even the 7D. The 7D is very difficult for me to play, but I do enjoy it. And I'm one of the few players on the battlefield that likes the Zeus. By the way, the Banshee, I was able to sell that as I recall, didn't I? Yeah. They gave away the Banshee a few months ago, and I hated it. That thing was junk. So that's my list of mechs that I wish I could get rid of. Petition PGI so we can give away mechs. Maybe not sell them, but give them away to other people. And I would absolutely do it. I would start giving these out. I would give them out to the first person that told me how to do this as well. If you find a way to have me transfer my mech to your catalog, I'd happily do it.